Hello everybody and good evening and welcome to That's Football for the North London Derby. It's Tottenham entertaining Arsenal in what will be a massive game tonight. There's nowhere to hide. Well, there is. You could hide in the cupboard. But this is a massive game. In fact, it's such a big game. I've got something I want to say. 4 points between them. 3 games left. 2 massive North London derbies. And 1 fourth place spot up for grabs. I said derbies instead of rivals, but you know what I mean. It is exciting, and we'll go through the team news in a minute. But it is very, very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to this one. It's not as exciting as I think it could have been. I think we were sort of hoping that if Spurs could win, they could go above Arsenal. But 4 points between them, 3 games to go. So if Spurs were to win, they close the gap to 1 point. And Arsenal would have to win their last 2. It makes it interesting. So, yeah, lots to discuss. A few people talk about Talksport. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But first of all, I just want to reveal a little bit of team news because there is team news around Spurs. No Romero. They've got Lloris, Sanchez, Dyer, Davies, Emerson Royale, Sessegnon, Højbjerg, Bentancur, Kulusevski, Son and Kane. Strongish team, but they don't have Romero. I think he's injured. Arsenal, Ramsdale, Cedric, Holding, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Alnini, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli and Nketiah. So look, I think it's just a North London derby. I think it's really hard to predict. Really hard to predict. Why is Top Gun trending? Is it out today? Looking forward to watching Top Gun, actually. Got to say. So I'm just going to put a poll in. I'm going to talk to you about Talksport. Don't worry about that. I was going to talk to you about it anyway because I want you to watch tomorrow night. Which way will it go? Spurs, Arsenal, draw. I mean, if I'm absolutely honest, I'd like Spurs to win because it just makes it more exciting for the race for top 4. If Arsenal win, fair play, they deserve top 4. So yeah, it's as simple as that. Yeah, looking forward to it. I don't know when it's out in the UK. I don't know when it's out. Ian says Talksport is a bunch of deluded prats, Mark, and you are not one of them. Thank you, Ian. Not sure who to root for, to be honest, says Nicholas. Thanks for the super chats. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, get involved. Are you uploading any more to your own channel, Mark? Says, look, Consta. So, look, basically, I went to Talksport on Tuesday and had a little bit of a tour and a chat and, met some really good people. And the discussion was whether I could present a show on Friday night, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Between 10 and 1 o'clock, I'm presenting on Talksport Radio. It'll be on their YouTube channel as well. I hope you're going to tune in and get involved. It'd be great to have you listening in and getting involved in the chat. And I'm not leaving the United stand. I'm not leaving That's Football. And as far as I'm aware, it is what it is. It's one show at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. There's no long-term contract. There's no promise of that. And I don't really care about that. For me, I love what I do. I love the community that we build. I know a lot of people hate it. I don't really understand that. But you know what? I did a job for 10 years when I worked in the police. And there's some really, really horrible people out there who are driven by hate. So it doesn't bother me what they say because I've seen horrible things. Much worse than being called names on Twitter. I've seen absolutely horrible things done to innocent people, children, all sorts of things. So, I'm not bothered about haters on Twitter. Haters are going to hate. But, I get invited to a lot of things. I get invited to go and do a lot of things. I've had amazing people get in contact with me, heroes from when I was growing up saying, come to this show, let's go and have a beer and this, that. And I'm always so busy to do it. And I don't really indulge in that sort of thing. But what I do like to indulge in is if I get the opportunity to do things that when I do stop doing what I'm doing, I can look back on them and go, wow, I did that. So I played at Old Trafford. No one can take that away from me. If it all ends tomorrow, no one can take that away from me. I played at Old Trafford and I got 2 assists and I nearly scored a goal in front of the Stretford end. It was empty, but it's still an amazing thing to do. So tomorrow night, I actually did it on my own channel a few months ago. I said I'd love to do radio. I think I just like to try it. I don't know whether I'm going to be good at it or not. I just love to do radio. And it didn't need to be football. It could have been like music. I like music. So this opportunity's come up tomorrow night at 10 o'clock on Talksport to present a show between 10 and 1 o'clock. And I think I've got Colton Cole with me, who actually, I've got to say, said something about United a couple of years ago that was really interesting, and I want to ask him about it tomorrow. He basically said that United shouldn't buy Sancho because they need to actually build their squad and stop buying high-profile, shirt sellers, etc. So it'll be interesting to see what he says about that. But yeah, we'll be talking about a lot of different things, and it's just the opportunity to present a radio show and say I presented a radio show. And the fact that it's a national sports radio show is great. But if it was Radio 1, I would have done it. If it was Magic FM, I would have done it. So, smooth, I'd have done it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it's really for me. It's not for anybody else. It's not. I've got no aspirations that it becomes full-time or anything like that, because I don't know how it could do. I've got no intention of stopping doing this, and this takes up a lot of my time. So, yeah, I mean, look, if you want to hate, that's fine. If you want to listen and watch, that's great. If you don't, it's not that deep. Because basically I'm doing it for me. Because when I retire or die or whatever, it's one thing I always wanted to do. And that's why I'm doing it. And it's as simple as that. And people can think it's about money or anything like that. There's no money involved, actually, really. Train ticket, hotel room, that's it. I'm just doing it for me. Because I've always wanted to present a radio show. So you do learn about people, though. You learn a lot about people, because I've had people message me who I haven't heard from for quite a while, and you can tell that they're genuinely happy. I know people in this industry who apparently are your mates. They've known about this, they've seen it, nothing. Not a like on an Instagram post, not a message when they've got my number. And, I suppose that's life, isn't it? That's life. And, good luck to them. I hope they achieve what they want to achieve. Mark, you've been most professional. Ignore the haters, says Gog. So basically the reason I wanted to mention it is because it's live on YouTube Talksport tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. And I thought some of you might be interested in listening in as you have a drink or whatever you do on a Friday night or wherever it is where you are. It's also on the radio if you're in the car or something like that. And, see what you think. Loved how you sat down that trottoir with the pick of you as a kid. Guess people will have to keep waiting for Goldbridge heel turn, says Glenn. Sometimes I think it would be easier to say, ha ha, fooled you all. I supported United only 5 years ago. I've always been a supporter of somebody else. But, it makes me laugh how obsessed people are with that. The whole obsession that I can't be... Basically, it's a type of... There's a word for it, and I don't know what it is. Basically, ever since I started doing this, there used to be a channel called The Full-Time Devils with some lads on there. And basically, when I started, they were a bunch of bullies. And they spread a load of rumours. And they started the Forest fan thing. And they found out my real name and they put that out as well. They were just a bunch of arseholes right at the start. They were bullies. And it stuck. A lot of that stuff stuck. But they started it. That's where the rumour started. So it's hilarious that channel, which was run by a media company, got swallowed up by a channel that I created, a fan channel. It's ironic, really, because we get treated as if we are the media company, but we squashed the media company with the local lads who were being paid by the media company. But basically, it's because we're outsiders. It's because I'm not from Manchester, let's be honest. And the world is sometimes like that. And there's a lot bigger examples of that, isn't there? Why is this game kicking off at 7:45? I thought it was... I'm really quite concerned here. This is not a 7:45 kickoff. I thought it was an 8 o'clock kickoff. It's a 7:45 kickoff. Oh, bloody hell, it's a good job I was on time tonight. Shite. I didn't even realise. I thought it was an 8 o'clock kickoff. I'm sorry, I'm rambling there about Talksport. We should have been talking about the game. I'm really sorry. I thought we had another 15 minutes. Anyway, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, I'll put the tweets out. Talksport YouTube channel. I'm presenting a radio show. If you want to tune in, do it. Great. It's on the radio as well. Yabba dabba do, but we're about to start this game here. So let's get ready to rumble. I've just suddenly got something in my eye as well, which I never normally get. It's not a tear, don't worry like that. So I wondered why Gabriel and Son were stood on the pitch going like this, looking nervous. I thought, you got 15 minutes, lads. Go in the dressing room and have a crap. But no, they're ready to go. They've taken the knee, they're ready to go. I suppose that's good in one way, because it means the game finishes a bit earlier. I always prefer a 7:45 kickoff to 8 o'clock. And we're off! And we're live! We're live with the watch-along anyway. Here we go, everyone. Let's get ready to rumble. Kickoff. I'm live. Let me just put my tweet out. There we go. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you very much for joining in. I'm very excited about this game. It's got a lot on it. And yeah. Good luck, Mark. You're a legend, says Sayed. Thank you very much. Well done, Mark. You'll smash that. Viewers, listen figures tomorrow. Bargain hard when they ask you back. Nick, thank you very much. Mark, will you be doing the show every Friday? No. This is a one-off as far as I'm concerned, Avesh, at the moment. Glass of wine and Goldbridge on the radio on a Friday night, says Chad. You know what, Chad? The only thing is, I wish I could be having a glass of wine with you, but that's something I can't do when I'm on somebody else's radio station. Good luck with the show tomorrow, Mark. So you're saying the last 3 months of community worried you were leaving was about one show? No, there is something else going on, Nick. There is a big announcement. There is a big change coming, but I don't know why people think it's about leaving. I did play along with that just to piss people off who I don't like, but I didn't mean to wind the community up. So proud of what all us have achieved together with the United Stand. Those two boring prats from Full Time Devils got nothing. I wish Sky had you on instead, says Julian. And congratulations on your new project, Marky. Hope for you. I can't imagine how much patience you had to deal with all these knobheads posting screenshots in your comments. Ignore the clowns, says Pritam. We're up and running here. That's the main thing. Up and running. And yeah, there was actually somebody off that Full Time Devils channel who has me blocked, and he's on radio now in Manchester, and someone sent me some of his screenshots calling me a Forest fan and a middle-aged man. Middle-aged means you're in your 50s, you sad twat. And Forest fan, come on, your mate, who you work with and slagged off to me on a private call, started that rumour, so you know that's not true as well. Your mate who on Christmas Day decided it would be a good idea to tweet, he wished I was dead. Now works with Rio Ferdinand. He's a disgrace. Anyway, don't get me started on this, because I will bite back against people like that. They're scum. I do look good for my age, but I'm not in my 50s. I know I still look 25, but I'm not 25. Anyway, look, Saka just took a bit of a dive there, but it wasn't in the box, so we'll play on and we'll let him go. Score predictions, 48% are going with Spurs, 37% are going with Arsenal, 15% are going with a draw. We'll end the poll there, and I think it's interesting because Spurs are at home, of course. So, yeah, we'll see. I haven't played chess in years, Luke. I would like to see a few tasty tackles here. I mean, it is for top four. Top four was never on for these teams at the start of the season. Everyone wrote them off. You know, top four was a closed shop. It was Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United and Man City. United have opened up the shop. It's a 24/7 petrol station. Take what you like. And Liverpool and Spurs, Liverpool and Arsenal, one of them's going to get top four. So let's see what happens. But I want to see some intensity. I don't want to see a game where they're trying each other out. You know, I want to see a 4-4 or something like that. I'd like to thank you for the past 4 years. I've listened to you. Give me so much happiness, even during sad days, says Will. Thank you very much for your super chat, Will. Make sure you subscribe, everybody, on That's Football. You're all welcome on here. You don't need to be a United fan for this channel. Thank you, everybody. Sam Johnson's going to Spurs, isn't he, James? No, he'll be the backup goalkeeper. He will be the backup goalkeeper. Apparently, Genie says Lewandowski news. There's a rumour that he's going to leave Bayern Munich. It's amazing, isn't it? If he leaves Bayern Munich to go to Barcelona, he's leaving Bayern Munich for money, but Barcelona are getting rid of De Jong for money. It's the merry-go-round, isn't it? That's what it is. It's as simple as that. Bye-bye, Alex. Exposed yourself a little bit early there. You stood out like a sore thumb, mate. And there's my thumb. Well done. You're gone. There is saying, when the crab is leaving the bucket, the others pull him down. It's called jealousy. Success is not a straight path. You're a legend, says Paolo. Thank you very much for that nice message, Paolo. And Hall, you're gone as well. See you later. I enjoy blocking people. No, I'm not leaving, Alex. Scooby-Doo, says Ross. That's for you. What's my prediction? My prediction is, I think it'll be a draw. I think in a derby, it's always safe to predict a 1-1 draw. Although I think there'll be more than one goal in this for each team. I think we might see a few goals. Nice ball down the right wing here. And Gabriel has done well. He'll dive. That's never a foul. What's he doing? He's a bit of a hothead, Gabriel. I hate that sort of a foul, though. Like, the striker should just not go anywhere near him because it'll end up being a foul. And you just dive for the floor as a defender and get an easy free kick. I mean, look, Gabriel's running along with Kulusevski. They're both fighting for the ball. and he just sort of runs in front of him and jumps to the fore, and the referee goes, yeah, that's a foul. It's the most obvious trick in the book. Thank you for everything you've done, says Cameron. Thanks for the super chat, Cameron. Spoke to Darren Fletcher's mate today, and he said Ronaldo asked Sancho to stay behind for crossing training, and he declined to play FIFA, says Harris. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Sean Worrell, thank you very much for your super chat. A boxing match with all your haters, Mark, says Enrique. Well, I don't believe in violence, so that'd be a waste of time. Zayn Miasi, thank you very much. What's the show going to discuss tomorrow? 1 hour. 3 hours I'm on tomorrow, Nick. Talksport, 10 o'clock. Just to confirm, when the virgin's in the chat, middle age is 50 plus after your kids have grown up and you've bought a Porsche, not your 40s you get, says Nick P. Yeah, middle-aged is in your 50s. It's always been in your 50s, isn't it? Let's Google it. Maybe I am middle-aged. What age is middle-aged? No, it is between the ages of 40 and 60, apparently. It immediately precedes the onset of old age. The Oxford English Dictionary defines middle age as 36 to 65. You can't be middle-aged for 30 years. I suppose it's the Middle Ages, isn't it? Yeah. You've got your youth. If you're 35, you're still in your youth then. And old age is after 65 when you get your pension. Some people are obsessed with age though, aren't they? I really don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, you've got to be a certain age. If you've had a good life and done lots of things, you've got to be here for a while, haven't you, to experience it all. So don't be ever scared of age. I think people who ridicule age tend to be sad little, I nearly said the V word there, but they won't be young for long. And in fact, they'll probably get old quite a lot quicker than anybody else because they're so bitter that bitterness and hate does make you look older. And smoking 40 fags a day, that'll give you wrinkles. Just to confirm with the... Yeah, don't smoke. It's not good for your complexion. You will get wrinkles. Hi, Mark. Me and my dad are Chelsea fans and huge supporter of you, and we watch both channels and wish nothing but the best, says Matthew Lunn. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you very much for that. There's a good energy to this game, yes. I really liked that chat. Somebody just said there, the energy is great. Give us more details about the show, bloody hell, says Nick. So I don't really know the full agenda tomorrow night, but I know it starts at 10 o'clock on Talksport Radio and on the Talksport YouTube channel. It's called The Sports Bar, and we'll be talking about the FA Cup final. I'm not doing this as a representative of Manchester United, by the way. This is the thing that winds me up. Well, it doesn't wind me up, it makes me laugh. That there's these United fans going, oh my God, why have we got that Nottingham Forest fan representing us on TalkSport? I ain't representing you. I ain't representing Man United. I'm not on TalkSport because of Manchester United. I'm on TalkSport because of me. I'm on TalkSport because of this. It's a cup final on Saturday. I'm going on Friday night. United aren't even playing this weekend, you thick twats. I'm not on because of Manchester United. I'm going on to talk about the FA Cup final. I'm going on to talk about the relegation battle. I'm going on to talk about the playoffs in the Championship. I'm going to talk about the Women's FA Cup final. We're going to be taking calls. And, you know what? Just to piss you all off, I am going to talk about Manchester United at some point as well. But it's not about Manchester United. That's not what the show is. But I will bring in Manchester United just to wind a few people up. But yeah, we're talking about the FA Cup final. You know what I do? I'll just go off on get a relationship. I won't get a relationship. I'm married. We'll just get into some good debates and have a bit of a chat. Looking forward to it. Good cross. No, it's a bad cross. It's a bad cross. But it's got a good energy to this game, a good tempo to this game. I can see it already. Goldbridge and Cundy, says Nick. I'm going on Sports Bar. It's at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Yeah, there'll be someone in the studio, yeah. Very tense game, says Will. There's a lot riding on it, Will. There's a lot riding on this for Arsenal and Spurs. Arsenal, I bet you'd love a you'd love a win. But if you get a draw, that gap's... But Spurs have got a win, haven't they? 4-point gap with 2 games to go. Arsenal will get top 4. 7-point gap if they win, it's all over. Lose, 1-point gap with 2 games to go, it's all to play for. Son's just hurt his back. What was wrong with Romero anyway? Was it a late injury, or is he back for the weekend, or is he out for the season? So I'm hosting the show, Tom. I'm not hosting with anyone else. I'm hosting the show. That was the whole pull for me, was to be able to present the show. Because I've been a guest on loads of things, but I want to present. Will you be on Talksport regularly, says Zacchaeus? It's tomorrow night, mate. Genuinely, honestly, no shit. It's just tomorrow night I'm doing. What happens after that, I don't know. And it would be unfair of me to say anything beyond that, because there is nothing else beyond that. It might be their worst ever show. Might get the lowest viewings in the world. They might say he's not coming on again. You just don't know. Well in Mark, always striving for bigger and better things. Respect, mate, says Jacob. Hi, is there any chance that you watch the on May 21st, says Sean Worrell? Probably not. Glad you're staying, Mark. Congratulations. Couldn't imagine a day without your videos, says Ty. And Harry Kane just gives Cedric a shove. Don't shove me. I'm Harry Bird. I shove. Fuck off. I shove who I want. I'm Harry Kane. I'm Harry Bird. Don't fuck with me. That's Batman. Glad you're staying. Done that one. For the love of Christ, Mark, please watch the Champions on YouTube. Really made cartoon reality show based on the Champions League. I beg of you, says Matt. I might have to watch it now. After hearing we could get De Ligt too. Him and Varane in terms of play style is the closest to Vidic and Rio we've had, says Rui. If Varane could just bloody stay fit. I'm not going to change my mind on Varane. I really do think that there is a injury issue there, because he's never had a good run of games since he's come to us. But it's a bit tasty, this game. A bit of pushing and shoving in the first 12 minutes, a couple of times. You know, mainly coming from Arsenal. Gabriel got into a bit with Kulusevski. Cedric getting in a little bit there. Arsenal maybe just trying to get under the skin of Spurs. They don't need to win this game. Spurs do. Arsenal, a point would be a good point. Be a cracking game if Spurs scores first. Here's Kane. Cut it back. That's rubbish, Kane. Hi, bro. Man City fan. Excited for your new manager. Looking forward to see how well you make you guys competitive. Cheers, says King. Yeah, look, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful of what Ten Hag can do. I think we're in for a very interesting summer, that's for sure. And then obviously the season starts a bit early in August. I was thinking about that today, actually. There's no drop-off period, is there, after the summer? You know, like normally you do all your transfer business. They come back in the middle of August. They play 4 games. Then you get an international break, and you sort of the season never really gets going till Christmas, does it? Because you have 4 games international break, 4 games international break, 4 games international break, and then it gets going at the end of November. But this season, we'll start the season in August. It just blasts through till the end of September, which will probably be about 8 or 9 games. And then we have an international break, and then we blast through again from the start of October till the middle of November. World Cup, come back for Boxing Day. So it's going to be a fast start to the Premier League. It'll be interesting to see, with no early international break, how much that impacts on the start of the season. Nicholas is looking forward to some Brexit tackles in this game. Since McTominay thinks he's the new Roy Keane, do you think he'll try and injure Haaland, says Alex B? Well, he probably will. Well, I don't think he'll try and injure anybody, but I think McTominay's somebody who, gets by on that passion, doesn't he? And pushing people about. Scooby-Doo! Hi Mark, Andrew from Norway here. We didn't go Man United go after Odegaard when he was so cheap. I don't know. I like Odegaard. Yeah, I was very impressed when Arsenal got hold of him, actually, because United and a few other clubs were linked to him when he went to Real Madrid, but a lot of clubs didn't really fancy him after that, did they? And Arsenal had the foresight to give it a go. Martinelli loses it. Even though your opinions annoy the hell out of me, at times, boy, I do want you to host Talksport permanently. You deserve it. You are good at what you do, says Yankee. Thank you very much. And I'm glad that my opinions annoy you sometimes, because as I've always said from day one, you're not always meant to agree with me. The whole point is that we have different opinions. Obviously, it's nice if there's a bit of respect in the chat, but yeah. This isn't a criticism, Mark, but in shows I've seen with you with other people, you're quite reserved compared to when you're interacting with the community. I want to see you give them hell on Talksport, says Nick P. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Well, I am presenting tomorrow. It's a little bit different. And when I present a show on the United Stand, I normally get involved in the chat. But then I'm also wary that there are, people who aren't on the show as much as me. When I've been on the things like the Kickoff in the past, you get to speak for about 10 seconds every 5 minutes, because obviously you're on with 4 regulars who've got to say what they've got to say. So yeah, I understand what you mean. You're not wrong. It's 10 p.m. I'm on the 10 a.m. show on the United Stand tomorrow morning, and then 10 p.m. for Talksport tomorrow night. Connor, thank you very much. Yeah, no, I think what some people don't seem to understand is I've had a few people putting in the replies tweets of me calling it talk shit, but I do think they talk shit sometimes. I don't know where people are getting confused with this. Like, I've got no yellow card for Davies. Wait a minute, I'll come back to that point in a minute. Davies gets a yellow card, an early yellow card. Long ball into the channel, miscontrols it. Saka shoulder barges him. Saka gets it. Yeah, it is a yellow card. It is a yellow card. Good decision by the ref. Yellow card and a free kick to Arsenal. See what happens with this. Not leaving United Stand, Ruben. 50-50 game at the moment. Somebody just said who's playing well. It's very 50-50 at the moment. There's not really been a good chance for anybody. A very energetic game, but this is a chance to whip a cross in from this free kick. Odegaard's on it. Mason says Erling Haaland will be no match for Scott McSauce. Good luck tomorrow. Thanks, mate. Headed away. Headed away now. That's a bit of a waste of a ball there. So yeah, look, I had a lot of people who obviously are quite bitter, and they were saying, "Oh, he's going on Talk Sport, but here's a screenshot of him calling it talk shit." And I replied to a few. There's too many to reply to all of them. And I was sort of like, I really don't get what your point is. You feel it's like you think you've uncovered a skeleton in my closet. Like, I was listening to Talksport the other day and I thought someone was talking shit. Like, it's a talk show. It's not that deep. Like, I don't have to like everybody's opinion. I think Trevor Sinclair's full of shit. I think Jamie O'Hara talks a lot of shit as well. I think Gabby Agbonlahor talks shit. But I'm not sitting there endorsing their opinion. I'm going on to present it and give my own opinion. So, I actually just don't get that argument. I support Manchester United, but I think Harry Maguire's been shit. Wan-Bissaka's shit. Can I not support United now? Weird. Really weird. Anyway, let's move. Mark, why are so many Arsenal fans against Arteta? He's done well. I think Arteta's done a great job, and if he gets top 4, which they are favourites for at the moment, it's a great season for them. Congratulations, says Liam. It's a reward for all your great work, but also it says fans reward for sticking by you and your content, says Liam. Oh, 100%. 100%. You know, the most important thing to me is the community on here, on United Stand, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, when I play Twitch. You know, all of that is where I get the most enjoyment. So if I went on Talksport tomorrow and I hadn't had these communities, then I wouldn't have been asked in the first place. It's the power of the community that we've built that opens the doors for these opportunities, and I'll be eternally grateful for that. Obviously, it's my talent while you watch. It's not totally down to you, but I think, you know, if I'm the goal scorer, you're certainly the number 10 who's assisted me. I'm messing about, you know I am, but no, 100%. I mean, I remember, I always remember United Stand 7 years ago when we first started. It was a once a week show at 8 o'clock with 10 people watching. I remember those days. You know, there was no silver spoon in the mouth. There was no come and pretend to work on a fan channel because you've got a Mancunian accent and we're Fremantle behind it all, and we own a Man City channel, we own a Chelsea channel, we own a Spurs channel, but we're going to pretend it's a fan channel because you've got a Mancunian accent. There was none of that. It was completely organic. So yeah, 100%. It's down to the community and support that you give. The cross comes in, it's a back post, and it's gone for a goal. He's given a penalty! A penalty! He's given a penalty! It's a penalty to Spurs! It looks a bit soft, but it's a penalty to Spurs. Mr. Whippy, it looked soft. The cross came in. Somebody went down. Penalty for Spurs. VAR will look at it. I don't know what they're moaning about. It's not the keeper who's going to change. It's not that. Cross comes in. I don't know whether it'll get overturned. It's soft. It's softer than an ant's fart in cotton wool. It really doesn't look like a penalty to me. It's basically a bit of a shoulder barge. But they won't overturn it. I'll never do a show with Goldstein, Paul. Goldstein called me a Forest fan on Twitter, so I called him out. So there you go. Talk shit. He never apologised for it either. That's not a penalty, Rabbit says. I don't think it's a penalty. I mean, I'm happy it's a penalty, but if you're Arsenal, I'm going to be absolutely honest. He always goes to the left, Harry Kane. If you're Arsenal, I want Spurs to win to make it more exciting. But if that, I always watch football in the way that if that happened to my team, if that happened to Manchester United and we conceded a penalty like that, I'd go absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. But it's never going to get overturned because it's not, what do they say? It's not clear and obviously a mistake, but it's basically a shoulder barge that they're given a penalty for. Harry Kane scores! He goes the other way! Ramsdale went to the right! Harry Kane went to the left! Or if you're watching it from behind, Harry Kane went to the right and Ramsdale went to the left. It's 1-0. I'm Harry Kane. I scored a goal against Arsenal. Sit down, Arteta. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. It's Harry Kane. And the Spurs take the lead. And I tell you what, for the good of the game, unless you're an Arsenal fan, it opens the game up because Spurs need to win and Arsenal need to stop them winning. And it's the best goal for the game because if Arsenal score, they sit in, knowing that Spurs have got to score twice. Now Arsenal need to open up, and it's 1-0 to Spurs. Game on! Oh, I don't think it's a penalty. I really don't think that's a penalty. Well, Cedric does bounce into the back of him. You can see it. Well, look. It's not clear and obviously not a penalty. It's a soft one. He does bounce into the back of him. If you're Arteta, you're bloody fuming. You're like, if you're going to give a penalty away, make sure it bloody is a penalty. Don't do something soft. Brandon says it's a penalty all day long. I can see why it is a penalty, but what I'm saying is it's ridiculously soft. You know, you'd be fuming with their right back there. So, yeah. I hadn't seen that angle. I'm a bit like Dylan. He'd said, actually, maybe it was a penalty. I'd seen it from the other angle twice, from the side. But when you see it from behind, he does bounce into the back of him. But, yeah, good tempo to the game. Love your shows, Mark. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Exciting start here. We've got an early goal. Well, I say early. We've had 23 minutes already. It's flying by. Flying by. I think Al says it best of all. Definitely a penalty, just soft. Thankfully not something I suffer with yet. Although in old age, we may always all get there. Donald says it's a definition of a soft penalty. I think they have been roughing Son up a bit in the first few minutes, and I think that's probably backfired a little bit, hasn't it? I mean, he was never going to score from there. I don't know why he's bounced into his back. Look, the penalty's been given. We move on. If our Arsenal fans will feel pissed off. Mark, can you say... No, John, I'm not going to say that. Because I don't know what it could be a combination of words that says something else. A soft penalty is still a penalty, says Harrell. Arsenal putting a cross in there. The Reece ends up with it. What do you think of the new rules in the Champions League, says Liam? I've done a video on it, mate. I think it's a joke. Absolute joke. The Champions League is going to go from 8 groups of 4 to 36 teams in one league, where you only play 8 games. Mad. From arguing with the future on the beach to Talksport presenter, it's absolutely fantastic, Mark, says Nick. Thank you very much. And thanks for all the nice messages here. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Another yellow card here. The referee's starting to take control. Free kick there. I think he's given a yellow card to Holding, who's not having a very good start to the game. He's been kicking at Son a few times, and he's got his yellow card now. Mark, is there stuff you can't say on Talksport you can on here? Well, you can't swear, Sean, yeah. How do you feel about Laminate sponsoring United's training kit next season? I don't know anything about it, Taylor. Holding is holding Son, says Ludwig. Got any Arsenal fans in the chat? What are you thinking? Soft penalty, but probably a penalty. Well, it is a penalty. It's been given. You're losing 1-0. There's no probable about it. But they're looking a bit shaky here. Kane's going to... Oh, Kane! Still Kane! Still Kane! Great block. Tomiyasu. Emerson Royale. Oh, he got excited. He got too excited. Lovely run by Kane. I think Arteta has done well, but don't want Arsenal to finish 4th just to see how he does next season. Also, I want Spurs to get top 4 so Conte stays. Next season will be a big season then, says Sharath. I'd love to see Conte stay at Spurs, to be fair. It makes them stronger, but yeah. Perfect summer for a meet-up in Ireland, if you ask me, says Ben Cooper. Yeah, sounds good to me. Where are we going? We are doing a watch-along on Monday night, which is Newcastle against Arsenal, actually. Spurs are playing Burnley on Sunday lunchtime. I might do a watch-along for that. I'm doing Man City West Ham at 2 o'clock. So games are coming thick and fast now, and yeah, they all have something on them. So we'll definitely do the next 2 games. I mean, obviously, if Arsenal turn this around and win, I might not bother because top 4 will be gone. How often will we be on Talksport, Mark? Looking forward to it. I'm going to be on tomorrow night, Crafty Fox, at 10 o'clock, and we'll take it from there because that's honestly, on my life, all that's been agreed at the moment. Do you still get nervous about new beginnings? Good luck for the show tomorrow. I will be nervous, Anamish. I will be nervous because I've never done it before. And but you know, hopefully it will go well. I don't know. If you don't jump in the deep end, you don't find out whether you can sink or swim. Don't jump in a deep end if you can't swim, by the way, unless there's somebody there to help you, because you will sink. That happened to me. My dad took me up the deep end when I was about 4. That sounds really bad. And he threw me in. And you'd probably get locked up for that now, Dad. But, yeah. And I just sunk. And he had to jump in and get me out. That's not how to teach somebody how to swim. 10 o'clock tomorrow night. It's on YouTube. It's on Talksport YouTube. So please do tune in. I'll tweet it out. Will you be wearing a yellow tie? No, I'm not going to take the piss. I don't know what to wear tomorrow. I can't really wear this because people will say you're wearing it again. But I might wear my Ronaldo Last Dance one. There's a lot of dirty minds in the chat now. It's funny how this ain't the Great British Bake Off. I'm not trying to be sordid in the words that I say. Hi Mark, I super chatted 2 weeks ago about my ACL and meniscus surgery. This surgery went well and I'm 2 weeks post-op now. Thanks for the well wishes, says Scarlett. Scarlett, I think that I remember you because I think that clip ended up going a little bit viral because I was talking about your ACL and then Benzema scored. And I saw that clip, somebody sent it me, and you know, it was very funny, but obviously an ACL injury is not funny. So I hope that you took that little bit of viral clip in the right way, because genuinely, I'm glad that you are recovering well, because an ACL is a bad injury, but you will recover fully from it. I mean, and I hope you're doing well. And don't worry, the ball's in the halfway line, so we're not going to be talking about your ACL and a goal. Although a cross came in there, Kane nearly got it, but they've cleared it. Lewandowski confirms no new contract at Bayern. I see him coming to Chelsea. Says Matt, I'd love to see him at Chelsea. You know, I'm past all that now. Man City have got Haaland. Man United have got Ronaldo, hopefully. Salah's at Liverpool. Kane hopefully staying at Spurs if Conte stays. Arsenal probably going to get Jesus by the sounds of it. But I'd love to see Lewandowski at Chelsea, yeah. I think they've been really unlucky, Chelsea, because they've just not been able to get this goal-scoring striker. They tried Timo Werner 2 years ago. They've tried Lukaku. That's not worked. So just be yourself and you'll succeed at it. You're proof of that already. Best of luck, says Mank. Thank you very much. Appreciate all the nice comments. There are nice people out there. Unfortunately, there's always two sides to an argument and you will get the bitter bastards. Strikers are coming back into fashion, says Manny Plays. But don't you think strikers are coming back into fashion, but they're also antiques? Like Ronaldo, Benzema, Lewandowski, you know, they're coming right towards the end of their career. They're like a fine wine. And, you know, that wine's going to get drunk. It won't be here forever, so enjoy it. Mark, would you ever do a show with Spencer? I've done a show with Spencer, Joel. He's a good lad. And he did like my Instagram post. So Spencer's a nice lad. I like Spencer. He's done brilliant things in what he's done with hashtag. And I did a driving with Spencer on my channel. Yeah, he's a nice lad, Spencer. Lewandowski to Barca has been confirmed. Well, if he's going to Barcelona, then I'd be very confident that United are going to get De Jong because they're going to have to sell players, aren't they? They'd have to. I've just lost my chat for a minute. That's why I was doing that. Please share the video if you're watching. We've got 11,000 watching. Thursday night football, you see. We did... there's a red card! A red card for Arsenal! Oh my God! This is amazing! I think it's holding gone. Second yellow card. Red card for Arsenal. Panic is on the way. Red card, Arsenal. It's all going wrong. It's all going wrong here. The referee ain't taking any shit. I've got to be honest, in a North London derby, I don't want to see a red card after half an hour. But this game is turning very bad for Arsenal very quickly. Let's have a look. It's a ball by Dyer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot, Holding. He's been physical on Son all game. But he's just an idiot. He's just an absolute idiot. I'd give it... I mean, potentially it's a straight red anyway. Because he barges into him with his arm up. I don't know whether he connects with his face. But on a yellow card, to do something like that... What a complete prat. Holding is a prat. The first one, he deserved the yellow card. And then the second one, Son makes a run and he just puts his arm up like that and barges into him. Clear as day. Yellow card. Sent off. What a prat. If you're an Arsenal fan, he needs calling out. Because he's a bloody idiot. And I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I want Spurs to win. But what a complete and utter twat. Really stupid, stupid thing to do. And second yellow card. Both the yellow cards justifiable. And Arteta! It's nothing to do with Arteta. Nothing to do with Arteta. But Arsenal fans are 1-0 down. And they're now one man down. And we watch it back again. He sees the man and barges into him. There can be no complaints. There can be no complaints. Absolutely none. What is Holding doing, says TE? He's ruined it for everybody. You know when you when you go to a party at someone's house and you're really looking forward to it, and somebody breaks a vase and then the party's over. That's what Holding's just done. As an analogy, he's ruined the party for Arsenal fans because they were really looking forward to this all week, and now it's ruined. Absolute fool. I mean, look, Arsenal are going to have to produce something now that is probably beyond them. Also, what have Spurs got to do? Get the second goal. Don't fly into any silly tackles. I mean, look at that from Saka. He's going. They're gonna go down all over the place. I mean, he actually has hurt himself. There was nothing Nothing to it. I don't know whether he's play acting to try and get yellow cards or he's genuinely hurt himself. Yeah, he's genuinely hurt himself. Højbjerg's stood on his foot, to be fair. I was going to say, Saka's not the sort of player that tries to get people booked, but the foul was given against him anyway. Can you do you versus Maguire on WWE TQ 22? I was going to do it, Amir, but I think people might say it's, bullying, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Although Deitch did get the sack the next day after I did it, so no one said that was bullying, did they? Cracking game, though, if you're a Spurs fan. I am doing the FA Cup final watch-along on Saturday. I forgot about that. When is the announcement tomorrow, says Matthew? It's already been done, mate. I'm presenting Talksport radio show tomorrow night at 10 o'clock on YouTube and on national radio. Saka is B-Tech Rashford, says Dazzo. Say Miasi says game over. Mate, a draw's a good result for you. It's 1-0. The game is not over. It's just massively, massively difficult for them. Stones, Diaz, Walker, Fernandinho and Laporta all out, says Jamie. Are they? I don't want West Ham to win at the weekends. That'd be terrible for United. Harry Kane. How can he be onside? I think he is onside. And it's 2-0 to Spurs. And Arsenal are being battered here. They belong in a fish and chip shop. In a load of oil. With a bit of flour around them. Because they're being battered. 2-0. Harry Kane. He's got 2 goals. Harry Kane. This will be hurting Arsenal fans. This will be really hurting Arsenal fans because Harry Kane is not the player they want to be scoring. He's onside. He doesn't look like... it's a bad mistake. It's a bad mistake. Is it Nketiah? He plays everybody on, I think. And Harry Kane's there just to head it home. Now, Zane, I would say it's very difficult for Arsenal to get back in. 1-0. Hold it together for a bit. Maybe the last 10 minutes you throw caution to the wind and try and get a draw. 2-0. Arsenal down to 10 men. It's looking very, very difficult now. Of course, I don't know what the goal difference situation is as well. You've got to start looking at that. Pre-game, goal difference. Well, Arsenal's goal difference is nowhere near Spurs. Absolutely nowhere near. Oh, they're in again. Kulusevski. Arsenal are all over it. Kulusevski. He's gone down again. Referee says no, it could have been. Arsenal's defence is all at sea. And then there's an offside now as well. So as things stand at the moment, Arsenal have got 66 points with a plus 13 goal difference. Spurs have got 65 points with a plus 21 goal difference. 1 point in it, 2 games to go, if it stays like this. Why were Man United sponsored by Chevy when they didn't sell cars in the UK, says Pilo? Because that's the global sport, mate. Mark, fight Maguire in WWE during the summer. We will be waiting the sack within popcorn buckets in the next 24 hours, says the Studio Saga. Hi, Goldie, do you think the Super League 2.0 can be destroyed like the Super League? Respect, by the way, says Ryan. No, I think the UEFA have decided on this. Humming, effing in the bushes by Oasis. Love that, Mark. First heard that from the movie Snatch, which you should definitely watch if you haven't. That thing I was humming there. That is effing in the bushes by Oasis. But they play it on Talksport's sports bar. And I love it. So we'll be playing a bit of that tomorrow night. I think we're going to play a bit of music tomorrow night. So if anyone's got any requests, I certainly want She Bangs the Drum by Stone Roses, maybe Slide Away by Oasis, Motorcycle Emptiness, Manic Street Preachers, and then probably Relight My Fire by Take That. Nigel says that Kane is a penalty and tap-in merchant. They all count. They all count. Arsenal can't get out here. Odegaard's been caught in the face. I don't think there'll be anything there. Ben Davies, who's on a yellow card, accidentally catches him in the face. Well, at the moment, we've had 40 minutes and it's job done for Spurs at the moment. Arsenal looking shell-shocked. Play Magic by Coldplay tomorrow, says Les. Relight Eric Dyer, says Fire Up. Sam says he's Arsenal fan and he's Arteta out. How can you be Arteta out? Your club's a joke and has been for a long time. You haven't spent anywhere near the money we have, or Man City or Chelsea. And yet, Arteta's come in, won an FA Cup, stabilised the club, developing youth, got rid of a lot of your deadwood, brought in some good players, and in the first season where it's really all clicked, he's got you in the top 4 race. Oh, Emerson on the back post. Should have done better there. Why can't the football fan just protest against UEFA for the new format, says Ryan? Because there's no appetite to do it. I genuinely don't know why Arsenal fans would be blaming this on Arteta. He started off quite well for 12 minutes. It was a very equal game. And then for some reason, Rob Holding thought he'd commit silly fouls, get himself sent off, and Cedric committed to... I mean, look, Arsenal are in this position because of the players. The penalty was soft, and Holding never should have got sent off. He was stupid. So it's ill discipline, really. And ultimately... I've nearly like Souness there. Where's Paul Pogba in all this? Where's Ben White? Why is Ben White on the bench? What's that all about? Why is Ben White on the bench for this game? Tell me. Because Ben White plays this game, I don't think you're losing 2-0 and down to 10 men. How about some Libertines? Plus, if you beat Maguire at WD, they'll probably announce a swap deal tomorrow between Maguire and De Ligt, says Jameson Gray. He's been injured. Good run by Saka. And Nketiah. Good shot. Good save by Lloris. Arsenal having a go here. I don't rate Nketiah, do you? I really don't rate him. I saw somebody say the other day, I don't know whether we should... It was an Arsenal fan. They said to me, I don't know whether they should get Gabriel Jesus because Nketiah is a good player. And I was like, Jesus is completely better player than Nketiah. I don't think Nketiah is that good. Arteta has had 4 seasons now with no top 4, but as soon as Ollie had 1 bad season, you wanted our legend out. Don't compare Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta didn't have the squad Ollie had, didn't have the resources Ollie had, and our second place last season was the biggest con job ever. And he got found out. And he deserved to get the sack. Even if Spurs win this game, which is looking likely at the moment, Arsenal are still favourites for top 4. If they beat Newcastle and Everton, is it last game of the season? Then they'll get a top 4. That Newcastle game on Monday night's huge, and it just depends whether Newcastle are on the beach or not. Because it's Newcastle's last home game of the season. Odegaard! Oh, I'll tell you what, they've created a couple of chances there. Do I think Dan James deserved that red card against Chelsea? Mr. Ernie. Oh, 100%. 100%. It was a bad tackle, and in the modern game, it's definitely going to be a red. Yeah, that second yellow card for Holding, for me, is bordering on a red in itself. It was nasty. Nasty boy. Nasty boy. Who remembers the Nasty Boys from WWF? They used to put their sweaty armpits in people's faces. Crazy what Conte has done with Sessegnon. Could he have improved Wan-Bissaka, do you think? Says Irwin. Yeah, I mean, look, the fact that Spurs are playing Sessegnon at left back or left wing back and Emerson Royale at right back. I mean, I think they've both been shite, and yet he's turned it around. That's coaching for you. Hi Mark, sorry to go off topic, but what's your opinion on Wrexham? Says the dog. So for me, Wrexham are the Welsh non-league Man City. Hollywood owners, big funds, and yeah. I'm not too hot on Wrexham. Ryan Reynolds, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by your films, and I'm not impressed by your Wrexham ownership. But because I'm a Solihull Moors fan. They're down the road from me. I want Solihull Moors to get promoted. They've got no Hollywood owner. I wouldn't mind Arsenal scoring a goal, you know, just to make it a little bit more exciting. Good play by Martinelli. Saka, lovely cross. Lloris is there. Do you think Maguire is clear of Ronaldo, says Joe? I think you're wrong. Oh, Royal Mail X has just gifted 10 memberships. Thanks, pal. Somebody did that on United Stand yesterday. So if you're a member of the channel on United Stand, a little bit like Twitch now, you can gift memberships to people for a month. So well done, the Royal Mail X. You've done that on Twitch before as well. Thank you very much, mate. And Nicola's got a gifted membership as well. Just get your badge next to your name. Thank you. Prime Bale or Prime Mane, says Ronnie. I mean, Prime Bale was pretty good. I'm gonna put that as a poll. I like a poll. Get voting in the chat. I tell you what, it will be funny though. If Wrexham do get promoted to League 2, I'll laugh my head off if they get promoted to League 1 before Salford. Sunshine, Gary Neville. I can't fucking believe it, Phil. I can't fucking believe it. We've had all this money at Salford, and those bloody Hollywood lot from Wales have come in and got promoted quicker than us. What's going on? Sunshine, Gary Neville. It's not sunshine, Gary Neville. It's rainy, Gary Neville. I'm mad. I'm mad, Phil. I'm mad for it. Congratulations, Mark. Do you think Arsenal fans too much overconfident regarding their future, even getting top 4? They're taking advantage. United's worst position, says Jay. If you finish 4th after 38 games, you deserve to finish 4th. Simple as that. I'm just going to ask a question here. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Got some big things going on this channel over the next few months. We've got the FA Cup final watch-along on Saturday afternoon. We've got 2 watch-alongs on Saturday. 12 o'clock, Spurs against Burnley, presuming they don't lose. Man City against West Ham. And then Monday night football, we've got Newcastle hosting Arsenal. So it's a big weekend of fun for football. Big weekend. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. You're all welcome on That's Football. We're doing the Europa League final on Wednesday night. Obviously, we'll be doing the Champions League final. And the last day of the Premier League. It's all going on. So make sure you subscribe. And also we'll be covering all the latest transfer news on here as well. So if Chelsea sign Lewandowski, we'll do a little reaction to that. So loads going on the channel on That's Football. And the year will end with the World Cup, which we'll hopefully be covering every game as a watch along as well. So loads to get involved with, and loving the community that we're building, and everybody is welcome. So get involved. Right, I want to ask the question, have Arsenal been robbed by the referee? Mark, do you hear about the crap news that Ten Hag wants to get rid of Varane? I've not heard about that monkey at all. If you want to give me a link, I'll certainly take a look. Do you think Chelsea will do a madness in the transfer market, says Leroy? I think Chelsea are the big unknown in the transfer window, actually. Arteta is Ollie Part 2. Watch next season. We will flop, says It's Jay. I mean, what I would say to Arsenal fans is, you're going to get Arteta the sack. You are going to get Arteta the sack. I don't get it. It's not my club. But as an outsider, I like the football he plays. I like the fact that he develops the youth. I like the fact that the players play for him. I like the fact that he's got rid of the deadwood. And I like the fact that he's building things. And I think top 4, or look, 5th will be a disappointment because you lose out to the North London rival. But if you get 4th place, that's a great thing. But you will force Arteta out because some of your fans are too impatient and they cannot get to grips with the fact that you're miles off Man City, Chelsea and Liverpool. Miles off. And it takes time to get there. As a United fan, I have come to terms with the fact that we are shite and that we do not deserve to be in the same sentence as Spurs and Arsenal. I do not expect to be in the same sentence as Man City and Liverpool for a few years. I completely accept that with Ten Hag, this is going to take a few years to get to where we need to be. And I don't know why Arsenal fans can't see that themselves. They seem to want to get to the end of the journey tomorrow, and you're on that journey. But if you lose him, it'll be down to you, because you have got a lot of fans that are very vocally against him, and I can't see it. I really cannot see why. I watch you and I'm impressed with what you've done. Hi Mark, do you ever believe there could be a hidden talent in places like South Africa? Says Francois. There's hidden football talent everywhere. You just got to find it. Mark, what do you think of recent tweets about DJ joining United in the coming weeks? How reliable is... They're not very reliable, Said. Gerard Romero says he's 95% chance that it happens. Let's wait and see. Scotty says Arsenal have not been robbed. Well, Prime Bale has beaten Prime Mane 81%. I just want to put a poll up here. Interesting first half. Penalty was very soft, but it was a penalty. Has the ref done Arsenal over? Yes or no? We'll keep it at that. The penalty for me was ridiculously soft, and as a United fan, if that had happened to United and it was Dalot banging into Son, I would have been really pissed off about the penalty. But when you watch it back, he does barge into him, so I'd be pissed off with Dalot for doing it. But I've seen loads of those not given. So I think on the penalty, it's the right decision, but if it hadn't have been given, I've seen them not given as well. But it's silly. It's silly. It's almost like Cedric and Holding came into this game thinking the best way to deal with Son is to barge into him, because that's cost them a penalty and it's cost them a player. So I don't think the ref... I think it's a soft penalty, but I don't think you can say that the ref's, done Arsenal an injustice. On the penalty, on the red card, well, the first one's a yellow card and the second one's a yellow card. So I don't think he has done anything wrong. I think if you're Arsenal, you've just got to be fuming with Cedric and fuming with Holding. Here's the penalty. Cross comes in. Yeah, he gives him a shove in the back. He does give him a shove in the back, Cedric. Son pulls off to the back. And to be fair, it looks more of a penalty now, because that cross is going to be on Son's head and Cedric just barges into him with no intention of getting the ball. You know what? The more I see it, the more it is a penalty. So I think the referee's got it right. Any chance of Lukaku redemption? Played well the last two games. Mentality seems to have shifted, says Michael Kennedy. Well, they've got to do something with Lukaku, haven't they? He's a £100 million player. Arsenal been on a journey for 20 years, says Martin. I'm with Bale. He says the second yellow card could have been a red. The first one, he'd already fouled him once anyway. I mean, he actually fouled him. Holding actually fouled him 2 times before he got the yellow card. So I think the refs actually had a good game, because Holding fouls Son twice before he gives him a yellow card. And then he does that. So for me, the referee, I understand Arsenal's frustration, but your frustration should be with Holding and with Cedric, because they are totally avoidable. They never should happen. You shouldn't be getting sent off for those sort of fouls, and you shouldn't be giving a penalty away. But they have, and it's cost you massively. So if you want to aim your frustration at anybody, aim it at Holding and aim it at Cedric, who basically have cost you this game so far with silly indiscipline. Who do you think is the one player Chelsea will sign this window? Says Tony. Well, I'll tell you this now, and I've told you this many times over the season. I will say it right here, right now. I'll be absolutely stunned if Declan Rice doesn't sign for Chelsea. I know he wants to go to Chelsea, and I know that Thomas Tuchel wants to sign him. So it's just about whether Rice and West Ham can sort of deal out with Chelsea, because West Ham seem to be digging their feet in. But in fairness to West Ham, I know why they want to keep Declan Rice, but how many years have they had out of Declan Rice now? He is too good to stay at West Ham in the Europa League or the Conference League next year and fight for 7th or 8th again. He's too good for that. They should cash in now, let him go. He will always have good memories of West Ham. It's a bit like Lampard and Joe Cole, isn't it? They left West Ham to go to Chelsea, They have affection with West Ham. I don't know whether they have a good relationship, but you know, it's time for that to happen. So I would say, if you're asking me, I mean, you can ask me other clubs if you want, but if you're asking me who I think Chelsea will sign, my number one would be Declan Rice. I really do think it will happen. Mark, do you think Leeds will go down or Burnley, says Chaos Jokers? I think Leeds might go down because if they don't win, they're down. So they've got to find a win somewhere. Clubs are closing deals fast this year, says D. I'm excited about this summer transfer window. I think it's going to be really interesting. Can Arsenal get back into this game? They need to score the next goal. And then, you know, if they can pull a draw out from here, it would be amazing. Can't wait to see this on All or Nothing, says Galloway. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to the All or Nothing. When do you think that will come out, actually? I saw Cobra Kai's coming out, season 5, in September. We've got Dance with the Dragons or whatever. Lord of the Rings. Obi-Wan is coming out in a couple of weeks. I think Stranger Things is coming out soon. I don't know when that's coming out, actually. Just so much good TV this year. Best Man Mark says, Ibrahim, I'm an Arsenal fan and I think it's Holding's fault, says Logan. Yeah, look, the poll says, has the red ref done Arsenal over? Yes, 33%. No, 67%. Look, I don't mix with those Arsenal fans who are completely loud and deluded anymore, because, you know, you sort of got to leave that immaturity in the past. But yeah, I know a few Arsenal fans, and as an Arsenal fan, if we don't get top 4, I think this season is a failure. I can't see how it can't be. We had 1 goal, we neglected the cups, says the half pin. And I think, look, I think back to really important games between United and Liverpool, and I think, you know, you're so pumped up, you're looking forward to it all week, all day, and then things like that happen, and you don't want to blame your own players, you don't want to blame your own side, but unfortunately, in a pressure cooker game like this, Holding and Cedric have cost you big time, and it's a shame for Arsenal, but it's the same for everybody else in different ways. Arsenal haven't had Tomiyasu at right back for most of the season. They've not had Cherney in recent weeks. They haven't got White tonight. And this is why your first choice team is so important, because in a big game like this, Arsenal's team hasn't done bad. I mean, Odegaard's been competitive. Their midfield has been competitive. Saka's looked good when he's got it. Martinelli's looked good. Gabriel's looked all right. Your weak spot was Holding and Cedric, and I don't know. I look at the structure, I look at the players, and I think Arteta would have been better if he'd played Holding. I'm going to stop there. What I would have done is made his right-hand side really weak. He's put Cedric and Holding together, and then he's made his left-hand side strong with Tomiyasu and Gabriel. What I would have done is I would have put Tomiyasu on the right back, Holding, Gabriel, and maybe Tavares, or I don't know what he's got on the bench, but he's really exposed his right hand side, and they've both fucked him over. So Tavares is on the bench. He could have played Tavares at left back, and really that right hand side, Son has annihilated it. And if they'd played Tomiyasu on the right, then maybe he would have done better against Son. Yeah, Tavares against Kulusevski would have been more difficult, but you'd have had a more balanced sharing of the weakness. You know what I mean? Like that back 4, Cedric and Holding are weak, and they're next to each other, so your whole right-hand side of your defence is weak. He could have shared that weakness out. It's a bit like if you're defending a castle, and half the side of your castle's stone and half of it's wood, the people are going to attack the wood. And what he could have done is he could have had a little bit of wood, stone, and he didn't. I believe with Ten Hag, the culture needs evolution. Arteta out! Even I'm Arteta out. But no, I think Arteta's done a good job. But I think tonight, Cedric and Holding have let him down, and there was a way to make that defence a little bit stronger. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all welcome on That's Football. We're on the road to 680,000. I believe with Ten Hag's, the culture needs evolution. Team workout, song to goal, anthems played. Mark, when these cultures we now have, they were not historical, they were new too, says Mashuk. Thank you very much. Next, they'll draw against Newcastle and lose top 4, says Peter. Well, look, if things stay the same, which they may well do, it's not the end of the world for Arsenal. They're still favourites for top 4. They'd be 1 point clear of Spurs with 2 games to go. Spurs play on Sunday against Burnley. It's a very quick turnaround. Playing on Thursday night at 8 o'clock and then playing on Sunday at 12 o'clock is a really, really quick turnaround. Arsenal play Newcastle away. Now, if Arsenal beat Newcastle on Monday night, then it doesn't really matter what Spurs do because they'll still be a point ahead of them at least. But Burnley could get a result against Spurs and Arsenal could get a result at Newcastle. Final day is where it will come down to no matter what if Spurs win tonight and unless Spurs get beaten by Burnley. Spurs go to Norwich, you'd expect them to win that. Arsenal home to Everton, who I think Everton may well be safe by the time they play Arsenal. I really do think Everton will probably be safe because they've still got 3 games to play, Everton, and they are 2 points away from safety. So Everton's remaining fixtures are Brentford at home on Sunday, Palace at home on the Thursday, and then Arsenal away. So I think Everton will be 3 points for Arsenal. So that Newcastle game is probably going to be their big game of the season, to be honest with you. Disney Star Wars is like Man United. They expect us to consume a crap product because of the glorious past, to Sean Finnerty. Oh, controversial. Kane 29, Son 30. Do you think they'll stay at Spurs for the rest of their careers? Says Kyle. Yeah, I think they probably will now. Who do you think will win the FA Cup on Saturday, Mark? Says Leroy. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the FA Cup. We're going to do a watch along on Saturday, so make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. But I'm really looking forward to it. I think Chelsea on their day are capable of getting a result. And Liverpool will be the firm favourites, though. We're just about to start the second half here. Zane's given a very generous super chat, which I'm going to read out in a moment. We haven't heard much from Zane for a while, and I hope you've been all right, Zane. You seem to have been on holiday or just enjoying Arsenal's success. But referee starts the game, and we are up and running for the second half. Zane says, Arteta out, I'm fuming. Mark, the B-Tech Sean Dyche won't save you. We are getting Gabriel Jesus. We will finish higher United and Spurs next season. Spurs and United one-man team. What? Yeah. Oh, there's my millionth subscriber thing again. Who keeps leaving that there? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it's doing there, really. I'm back. There we go. So, can Arsenal find a way back in? Thanks to Zane for that. Villa have signed Coutinho, says Nathan. Yeah, well, that's a good deal for Villa. I think it's going to be a very interesting season for Villa. And, you know, we're just talking about transfer windows there. Villa could have a really good transfer window. I think Villa will end up with Basuma or Calvin Phillips. I think that's... I wouldn't be surprised if Calvin Phillips ended up at Villa. I can see him in a Villa shirt. Gerrard has got to turn it around. Oh, Kane! Goal for Spurs! It's Son! Straight away at the start of the half. I thought he might be given a penalty again. But Arsenal are well and truly collapsing here. It's Son! And it's live. And it's 3. And it's game over. And Arsenal are in the shit. Arteta looks absolutely deflated here. There'll be no way back now, Zane. There'll be no way back for Arsenal here. It's a humiliating defeat. It's not the end of their top 4 hopes, but it puts pressure on them at a time where they don't want pressure. I mean, to be honest with you, I thought it could have been a penalty on Harry Kane there by Gabriel, I think it is. He's all over him in the box. Could easily have been a penalty. Finds its way to Son, and lovely finish by Son as well. It's a crowded dressing room. A crowded penalty box, sorry. And he just sort of places it lovely into the top, well, not the top corner, but into the goal. Lovely goal. Conte's loving it. Where'd you get all that hair from, Conte? His wig is really good. Really good. Because it's like a long wig. But it's 3-0. And it will be game over now. It will be game over now. And Arteta's looking gutted here. Underrated player. Son, you're right, Siva, he is. It's a game of 2 halves, but it's looking like it's a game of the same half here. I've just had a message here. United believe they are close to finalising Frankie de Jong. Interesting. Jacob says, do you see Rooney managing a Premier League club next season? Where would he go, Jacob? Where would he go? Any De Jong news? Only just what I've had on a WhatsApp group there. Son is catching Salah in the golden boot. Oh, Kulusevski's in. Does well. Pulls it onto his left. Arsenal, I'll tell you what, Arsenal defensively are all over the place. All over the place. Barging and all sorts. I could see there being another red card here. Not for that, there won't be. Arsenal heads have gone, says Joe. Yeah, I mean, that's what Arsenal need to be careful of, because holding won't be much of a loss for the Newcastle game, but you don't want to start losing any other players ahead of that Newcastle game on Wednesday night, on Monday night. Holding was sent off, and surprising thing is he didn't make a substitution, did he? I think they've put Tomiyasu as a right-sided centre-back and put Xhaka at left-back. I don't know what they've tried to do here, Arteta. I mean, he obviously doesn't want to use Ben White. Martinelli into Saka. Good block. Good clearance. Bit of a chance there. Hi, Mark. Do you prefer beer, brandy or whiskey, and why? Says Francois. I haven't drank brandy for years. I do like a little whiskey, and I probably drink beer more, but I do like a little whiskey. Although when you get to my age, I do get like indigestion and stuff quite a lot, so whiskey can play up with that a bit. White is on the bench, you know, Shane. That's Spurs TV with the thumbs up. It's a bit of a butt kicking, says Obsolete. It is. It really is. They've struggled tonight, Arsenal. You know what I can't stand about this, though, is that like, I know I went on an Arsenal podcast the couple of weeks ago, and the girl I was talking to is an Arsenal fan for many, many years. We were talking about like the late 80s and stuff like that, and was totally appreciative of the progress that Arsenal have made this season, and that the progress is slow, but it is progress, and that, you know, it's not guaranteed that Arsenal will ever be able to compete with Man City or Liverpool in the current climate. Realistic, I would call it. You know, appreciative of the fact that they still need investment in the team, and they've done this season without a striker really. They still need another midfielder. They're still a long way from where they need to be, and yet they're competing for fourth place. You've got other fans who, when this game's over, will act like they've been relegated because it made them popular 4 years ago. And it's just pantomime. pantomime support. Like, United got beat by Brighton 4-0 at the weekend in the worst ever Premier League season we've had. I didn't see any United fans kicking chairs, throwing laptops on the floor, or, slagging, absolutely going mad, because you don't need to, because we are shit. And we know we're shit. And it becomes a pantomime act to overplay it. And I just, on the other hand, if Arsenal lose this, Spurs are a good side. It's very disappointing to lose to your North London derby, but you'll still be a point ahead with 4th place in your hands. And if you get 4th place, you'll all be cheering like it's the best season you've ever had. I get it's disappointing for Arsenal fans, but you need to get behind these lads. They can still go to Newcastle and win, and I guarantee you'll beat Everton because they'll already be safe. So I wouldn't be over egging your Arteta out and slating your players, because it's still very much in your hands, and fans have got a lot to play in this. Tonight's been a bloody nightmare for Arsenal, but it's massively on 2 players, Cedric and Holding, and they've let you down in a big game, but it's not over. Mark, who will win the Premier League title first? I mean, look, another thing that nobody's even thought about is that there'll be 2 games left for both teams, and Spurs will be a point behind, yeah? Spurs play before Arsenal. What if Spurs lose to Burnley? Pressure's off against Newcastle, really. Mark, who will win the Premier League first, Arsenal or United, says Red Dot. I mean, that's a hard question. Oh, Zane's on. Zane, put the credit card away. He says, Arteta out. This is a disgrace. Not fit to wear the shirt. Even the I can't read that out, Zane. But he said they're not fit to wear the shirt. This weekend with City and West Ham, City need to win in order to maintain their lead. If they lose, they'll be level points with Liverpool. United need West Ham to lose, says Dan. Yeah, I'm doing a watch-along for that. Desperately need Man City to beat West Ham, and it's at West Ham. So who's tuning in tomorrow night? Talksport on YouTube, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock tomorrow night, UK time. Goldbridge is presenting his first ever radio show. And it'll be nice to see you in the live chat, getting involved. If you're about. I won't be on the 8 o'clock show on United Stand tomorrow. There is an 8 o'clock show tomorrow night. I think Beth and Adam are doing it, but I won't be on it because I'll be doing the pre... See, radio and TV is very different to this. With this, I can be sat watching something 10 minutes before I go live, and then I go live. On radio and stuff, you've got to have production meetings and stuff before. So, Mancunian's not going to watch it. Okay, we don't have to. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about it. I'll put a tweet out at about 5 to 10 so you can tune in. And if you're out and about in your car or your kitchen, you can listen to it on the radio, Talksport. So, looking forward to that tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Tune in. Lots of discussion. We'll be talking about the FA Cup final. Will you do a Champions League final watch-along? Says Charlie. Yes. I nearly said there's a bear shit in the woods, which means yes. I think bears will generally shit anywhere. Woods, rivers, car parks. They ain't picky. Zane could have bought Haaland instead of Chats, says Akil. Chelsea Football Club world champions, says Liam. I hope Chelsea win on Saturday. Got a lot of respect for what Klopp's done at Liverpool. They're a very good side, but I'll never want them to win. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans, and they'll never want United to win. So I hope Chelsea do win on Saturday, and we'll do a watch along for that. Mark, I implore you to humour me. 1 to 5. Please rate the players responsible for this season of ours. By the way, I will be at Talksport tomorrow waiting for you, says Sugar. Who says I'm doing it from Talksport? Ali McCoy does it from his house. Never said I was going to be at Talksport. Slow Sports News with yours truly, Mark Goldbridge, in a yellow tie, says Kay. I'll tune in, Mark. Best of luck tomorrow, says Sean. And I'm getting my US coaching badge next week, and following this channel has really pushed my coaching career, says Tyler. Hopefully in the right direction, but well done, Tyler. Does this mean no more Man United watch-alongs, Marky? No, not going anywhere, MJ. I'm like Ralph Rangnick. I can do 2 things at once. Are you going to put Talksport presenter on your Twitter bio, says Nick. If I really wanted to wind people up, I could do, but I'm not really bothered. How many viewers do Talksport normally get, says Vicious. Well, I had it on YouTube this afternoon with Andy Goldstein's drive. What a save by Ramsdale. Cross came in, Emerson Royale on the back post, heads it down, and it's a good save by Ramsdale. I had Talksport Drive on, which is one of their popular shows on YouTube, at about 4:30, and it had 1,500 watching it. So we might beat that tomorrow night. Hopefully. Blank is not a very happy Arsenal fan. 10 p.m. tomorrow, Jamster. 10 a.m. I'll be on the United stand. It was a save for the cameras, actually. It was a good save, though. He did it with his wrist, to be fair. Brad says, will you give me Laura Wood's number? Well, one, if I had it, I wouldn't give it you anyway. But two, I definitely don't have it. I'll tune in, Mark. Best of luck tomorrow. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for the support. I will tweet it out just before I go live on my @MarkGoldbridge Twitter. It will be on the radio as well. Going to be hard to have a crafty... Norfolk, thank you very much for that. It'll be quite weird though, because obviously doing a radio show, you expect everybody's just hearing you because it's on the radio, but they do actually have cameras in there, so it will be a visual experience as well. Not for me. Do I think West Ham's going to overtake United, says Harry? I am genuinely worried about it. They're 3 points behind us with 2 games to go. Hopefully Man City will beat them on Sunday. But then even if but if they beat Brighton, they're level with us. I think Palace have got a very good chance of beating United, so we might not get any more points. So therefore West Ham need 3 points and they'll overtake us because their goal difference is better. So... Arsenal, still half an hour to go here. I mean, look, I've got to be honest, it's not been the North London derby I was hoping it was going to be. Good luck for tomorrow. I shall be tuning in, says Jack. Thank you very much. Please don't forget the yellow tie, says Red Devil. I'm not wearing a bloody tie. I'll look a complete idiot. Good shot by Kane. Tips over the bar by Ramsdale. Spurs are just going through the gears here. Arsenal and Arteta will already be thinking about this battle is lost. Newcastle becomes a cup final. Interesting. Auto Goldbridge, really happy for you, mate. I'll be tuning in, says Blakey. Thank you very much. Son is just a goal behind Salah now in the Golden Boot race. Hope he wins it. That would be amazing, Arnab. It would be amazing. Mark, can you make a Talksport background? Then you can do it from home and not have to sit in the same studio and wear your pyjamas. Nick, maybe that will happen. Maybe that will happen. Can't disclose too much. I just wanted to mention Newcastle because obviously this Newcastle-Arsenal game takes on a massive meaning. We'll be doing the watch-along for it on Monday night. But I just wanted to have a quick look at the table because Newcastle, are they on the beach? Well, they're not really on the beach because I think they've lost their last 2 games. They've got 43 points. They're in 14th place. But they are only 4 points off 9th. So there is that sort of thing. Son's just missed a sitter. Southampton are 15th. I mean, Newcastle could finish in the top 10. And their last home game is against Arsenal. And then they're playing Burnley on the last game of the season. Well, for Burnley, that'll be like a massive cup final. It'll be one of their biggest games of their history, trying to stay up. So if Newcastle want to get 3 points, their best chance is that final home game. So they'll be up for that, Newcastle. especially after being beaten 5-0 by Man City. Be a very good game that on Monday night. A lot riding on it. Must wear the pink boots tomorrow, Mark, says Leroy Cooper. Thanks very much for the super chat, Leroy. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, I completely forgot to check how we're doing on this stream today. Smith Rose just come on. Who do you believe, Colleen or Rebecca, says Nick. I've not paid any attention to it. Mark, do you fancy Laura Woods, says Red Devil. I'm a happily married man. So, I don't know why I said man twice. I was a bit nervous. The wife's just walked through. I don't fancy any other women other than my wife because I'm contractually obliged to say that, and I actually mean it. Mark, opinions on Garincha? I think he's a goat of the game. He loves goats. Says Skillet. I'm sure there's a joke in there, but Adeyemi to Dortmund, I think will be a good deal. Yeah, Son should have made it 4-0. We are closing in on 679,000. We're only about 300 away, so please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, love the community we've built. It seems to go from strength to strength every season. It's getting bigger and bigger. I think in the summer, I'd have to check one of the Euros watch-alongs, but I think in the summer we had about 300,000 subscribers. So the community's growing really big, and obviously everybody's excited when their community's growing bigger, and who wouldn't be? But on a different level, the thing that really excites me is the fact that this is a channel for everybody. This is a channel where we just watch football. I'm not a Spurs fan or an Arsenal fan. We probably do have Spurs and Arsenal fans watching, but this is, I love football. I'm a lot older than a lot of you. I used to play Sabutio, which is these little flick men, and I had all these teams. And I'd have my own little league where I'd get my little pitch out and play it when I got home from school. And I've always just loved general football. I mean, obviously, as a Manchester United fan, that's passion, that's desire, that's obsession. But I do love football as well. I love games like this, so it's great to have a community where it's not all Man United's great, but it can also be very emotional, especially after a season like this. So, I do like this community. It's a bit of therapy, really, just to be able to watch and enjoy the dramas and ups and downs of other games where you're maybe not as emotionally invested and you can just appreciate the theatre of it. I can do more polls, Redface. I just need suggestions. Do you know the reason United has already played 37 games when everyone else was at 34 and 35 games played on the weekend, says Reverse Clouds? Yeah, because the Chelsea game. We were meant to be playing Chelsea this weekend, but because Chelsea are in the FA Cup, we played it early. So that's basically why. Mark, I would love to super chat on United Stand really. Got a lot to say on United, but I don't know why I can't. Can you check if guitar is blocked or my user is blocked, says AMK. I don't know. Some people have this problem, and it doesn't mean you're blocked. What do you think of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard? I haven't took much notice, Joel. Love it. Love what you've done with the channel for the fans. Keep up the good work, says Damon. Thank you very much, Damon. Who's going to win the championship playoffs, says Josh. Good one. I have to remember all the teams in it now. Who wins the playoffs? In fact, I want to have a little talk about relegation and promotion on Talksport tomorrow night. That's one of the topics I've got. I'm going to really go in on that one because I'm quite passionate about it. Sheffield United had definitely won. Luton, I know who it is now. Yeah, I know who it is. I know who they are now. I want Luton or Forest to go up. I don't want Sheffield United or Huddersfield to go up because they've been up recently. So you've got your poll there. Mark, do you think Freddy's better than Kovacic? No. Grand one, I don't. Kovacic is one of my favourite players at Chelsea. I always liked him at Real Madrid. I thought it was a great signing for Chelsea, and I really wanted him to come to Man United. He was linked to us, and I think he would have been a cracking player at United. I think the United fans would have loved him because he's just he's almost like Herrera in the way that he plays football. Not the way that he plays football, but his attitude and his passion. I like Kovacic. Yeah. I think Forest are the form team going into the playoffs. They would be top of the league from the time they changed their manager, but that's not how it works. It's not always good to be the form team, is it? Going into the playoffs. I was looking at was it the I'll tell you. I was looking at League One, and the playoff final for that has already been sorted, hasn't it? And they're Wickham and Sunderland are playing in the final to get promoted, but they finished 5th and 6th. Milton Keynes missed out on promotion by 1 point, and Sheffield Wednesday came 4th, and then neither of them have made the final. It's Sunderland and Wickham, I think, who are in the final. So 5th and 6th. It's not always. That's the genius of the playoffs, isn't it? That you can just about get in there, and then you've still got a chance. You can scrape into the playoffs and get promoted. Who did the better hair come back? Holding or Conte? Can you do a poll on that one? Says Jameson Gray. I barely notice Holding, sometimes. I barely notice him. I don't recognise him as the player he was, and it is the hair, yeah. Forest will bottle the final. Cooper has a terrible record in playoffs. Luton are the better team to watch by far, says Norfolk. And I'd love it to be a Forest Luton final, because then it doesn't really matter who goes up. I remember when Luton played in the Division 1 with a plastic pitch. Mick Harford, Ricky Hill. Who else played for them? Steve Foster, Les Seeley, Ashley Grimes. They beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup in, was it 88? Who did the better? So yeah, check that out if you're a Luton fan. I think they definitely beat Arsenal in the what would have been maybe the Milk Cup, or maybe it was the Littlewoods Cup it was called then. Yeah, they used to play on a plastic pitch, which was basically AstroTurf. 20 minutes to go. Kingsley Black, yep. Dean says, I've never missed a watch-along and I won't be missing the Talksport show tomorrow. 3 hours I'll be live tomorrow. 10 o'clock at night till 1 o'clock in the morning. Talksport YouTube channel or radio, Goldbridge presenting a show. I'm putting more pressure on myself by getting more people to watch, but you know what? If one person was watching and I messed up, they'd still clip it. So, haters gonna hate. Mark, will you do Europa League final watch along? Yes, next Wednesday night, Coop. I am going to do it. I think Rangers deserve the exposure, so yeah, let's give them a watch along. Mark, what made you want to start the United stand? Says Jamie. God, I've not been asked that for a long time, but I have been asked it a lot. So basically, I had absolutely no idea that there was legs in doing this, but ultimately, always been very opinionated. Used to spend a lot of time. BBC used to have a website called 606, which was basically a forum where you type and start conversations, and there is you could chat about red cards after a game and stuff like that, and big decisions, but it was just so slow. You type your thing, I don't think we should have done this, put it up, and you'd wait for someone to reply, and that you'd reply. It was very slow. I was like, there must be a more interactive, quick way of doing it. So I went on YouTube and started there. But little did I know that there was other people were starting out at the same similar sort of time. So, but yeah, that's how it started. I just want to do this. Some people want to sit in a nice studio with 3 of their mates and make everybody watch them talk. I don't mind doing that, but I just like interacting with normal conversation, which is what we do, and I think we do it better than anybody else because we enjoy doing it. So yeah, I just like the interactivity of the chat. I always have done. Lacazette is on. That's it. Game over. Lack of threat. But I think Arteta has started to manage this team thinking about Monday night. I'm quite surprised that Conte, he's took Son off. That's a good idea because they're playing on Sunday. I think Son's unhappy that he's come off because he wants to play for the Golden Boot, doesn't he? But if I was Conte, I'd have took him off as well. They got a game on Saturday at home to Burnley. Forest have done that one from Norfolk. Thank you very much. Iron Ghost says, you'll be fine, Mark. I've been doing radio for 10 years. It's easy when you get the groove. You've got the skills. You know what? I did a little bit of a practice run on Tuesday. That's why I was down in London. And the hard bit is that you've got a timer there. I don't have this here. So they'll be saying, like, in 5 minutes we're going to a radio break, an ad break. So you start chatting away, and then suddenly there's 30 seconds and you're not near the end of the conversation. So that's the thing I've got to try and do better at. Gabriel's just gone down here. They can't afford to lose him. What's wrong with him? De Jong, De Ligt, Bergwijn, Donny, Ten Hag, Dutch dominance incoming at Old Trafford. You see, Yash, I'd be very concerned if Ten Hag went and bought a load of Dutch players. That would actually concern me because... Frankie de Jong, top of United's wish list, but it's difficult as he wants to stay at Barcelona. Competitors can offer Champions League football and the price could be prohibitive. As well as a striker and a centre-half, Ten Hag has prioritised 2 midfielders. Barcelona lead the race for Rafinha. However, Manchester United also have strong interest in the player. There's a couple of updates for you. Ten Hag set to assume his role at United. Okay, interesting stuff. 68 million apparently for Frankie de Jong. I'll try and push it down a little bit more, to be honest. How much would you play for de Jong? I'd play hardball. I'd say nothing. You're not having anything more than 60. 60. Some people are saying 50. I think 68 million is a good price for de Jong, Connor. He's only just 25. In fact, he's 25 today. But it's not a bad price if you're only looking to buy one player this summer. United need to buy 4 or 5. And we can't be spending £70 million on a... I mean, if we're going to get Nunez, he's going to cost 70 as well. That's our transfer budget on 2 players. We can't just buy 2 players. I'd be looking to push that price down. And remember, de Jong doesn't want to leave Barcelona. Barcelona want to sell him. So I'd just say 60 million, take it or leave it. I think I've taken the job of shutting down Yash. I think I've taken the job of shutting down your Indian haters on Instagram, Mark, says Yash. Thanks, Yash. I didn't know I had haters on Instagram. I thought Instagram was a nice place. I don't generally read that many comments, but why have I got haters in India? Most of my haters are from Manchester because I'm not from Manchester. What have I done to the Indian Manchester United community? Surely they're not saying we can't stand Goldbridge. He's a Forest fan. He's from Nottingham. I mean, you're all from India. Like, it's not a local thing, is it? How can I be? I'm really disappointed by this. Don't tell me I'm hated in Australia and America as well. How does that work? I don't get it. Instagram apparently Instagram can be a nice place. I think I'm quite popular in India. I'm massive in Nepal. I don't know whether I'm really. You know what? My stereotypical view of India is that everybody always seems really nice. The people I've spoken to. I mean, I've never been there, but I've spoken to a lot of people from India. They always seem really nice and helpful. I may have completely read the book wrong. Maybe there's lots of division. I don't know. I'm always quite fascinated by that. How different countries have different personalities. Like in the UK, we're ridiculously sarcastic, and it doesn't travel well. I see it on Twitter. I see it on my shows. If I'm sarcastic, people don't necessarily think I mean it. But in countries where sarcasm is quite prominent, they'll get I'm being sarcastic. But in other countries, sarcasm's not really that well used. I'm loved in South Africa, says Sean. Good. Nah, you're going to get haters everywhere. Good save, Lloris. Shot Odegaard straight at him. Still 10 minutes to go. India's got a population of 1.4 billion. They can't all like your mark, said somebody there. I tell you what, we are very popular in South Africa, because when we did on the United Stand a few weeks ago, we were looking for contributors and people could send their clips in. We got loads from South Africa, and it really made me realise there's a lot of people in South Africa who are United fans, which I knew anyway, but who watch our content. I love it. I love the fact that it's one of the things I used to go on and on and on about on the United Stand. I love the fact that it's you get a global community on YouTube. It's great. I love the idea that there's people in America and India and Australia and South Africa, and I can't name every country, but you know what I mean. I think it's great. The globalization of football is fantastic. Is it a long-term position on Talksport, Mark? D, literally, honestly, tomorrow. All I'm thinking about is tomorrow. There's been nothing about anything else. Yash says, they say you create divide among fans, which I disagree with. But yeah, like few Insta pages just have agenda against you like you have on Potter, says Yash. That's mad, isn't it? Rumour is your maths is in North Korea. Says Douglas, thank you. You know what, though? I mean, we've got 10 minutes to go on here. I think Arsenal are going to lose. But in general football conversation, how can I or you create division in the fan base? That's just weak-minded people. Like, I don't get that. There is nobody, whether it's Piers Morgan, Newsnight, Chris Evans, Leonardo DiCaprio, nobody can cause me to form an opinion. I form my own opinions. So if people think that I cause division in the fan base, that means you're easily led. That means you're a sheep. Well, that's something we don't promote. We've never promoted that on United Stand, and we don't promote it here. I always say, I don't care if people disagree with me. Let's have a debate. So how can I create division when I've always promoted opinion and debate? If you are divided by my opinions, that means you are listening to me, which means you are weak-minded. Like, you must form your own opinion. If I say Maguire's shit, I'm not creating division. It's because I think Maguire's been shit this year. You must form your own opinion. You can't go, oh, Goldbridge says Maguire's shit. That's completely wrong. I don't want that to happen. I want you to watch Maguire. I want you to watch Rashford. I want you to watch Bruno and make your own mind up and form your own opinion. That's what I want. Quite good question here, says Matt. If you could have been a fly on the wall for any United moments in history, what would it have been? Mine would have been the signing of Wazza, says Matt. Well, there's plenty I'd like to have been a fly on the wall for. Some good ones would have been the dressing room after we won the treble in Nou Camp. But I would like to have been a fly on the wall when Sir Alex kicked the boot at Beckham. I'd probably like to be a fly on the wall when we played Southampton in the grey kit and we were getting smashed. I think the interesting ones to listen to would be the ones where we were losing. Really like your content, Mark, and I'm from India. Been following you since 2016. It's very hard to find real creators these days. Says Sharath Math Fitness. Look, mate, I know you've been a big follower of the channel. There are names that I recognise who have been with us for years, and you're certainly one of them, so I appreciate the support. Sagar says, on behalf of my country, I have lots of different opinions and views, but don't be disappointed on accounts of a single superheat. Also, you ignored my question, Mark. I expected better. Cheers. But what was your question, Sagar? I didn't see it. I apologise. The funny thing is, you'll probably see it in the chat tomorrow on the Talksport thing I'm going to do tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. There's a live chat, and there'll be hate in the chat. And that, actually, I find hilarious, because it's 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Friday night's the end of the week. Friday night's the time to enjoy, kick back and relax. They'll be on a chat, listening to somebody they don't even like, typing abuse. That says a lot about you as well, doesn't it? Friday night at 10 o'clock, you're watching something you can't stand, to put a bit of abuse there. Basically, these Insta pages hate you, your show, and don't watch you, but will tune in when Romano is on, or just watch your clips on Twitter when you're there, says Yash. You'll have to tell me some of these Instagram pages so I can go and watch them. I'm really interested now. Well, all I can say is, I love all of my community, and I'm looking forward to going to India. So hopefully, I'm not going to get booed when I go there, because I thought it was quite popular there. But I'm gutted now. It's ruined my night. After Roy Keane, who is United's best captain, says Jacob, and Robson. There are only 7 of us Goldbridge haters in Somalia, Mark, says Mimi. And yeah, I like Kev on the United stand. Kev's been on the United stand from very early days. He used to be on the Sunday night show with me, really right at the start. Kev's the oldest person on the United stand with me, not by age, but he's been there from the start. Now, I know I'm popular in India, really, and I'm looking forward to going there. I can't wait. It's a country that really fascinates me. I've got an aunt and uncle who went and did an amazing thing in India. It wasn't sexual. They won. I don't know what river it was, but they basically went on one of these river boats, which was quite thin, and it's like a hotel on a boat, but it's not like a 5-star hotel. It's like you have your own chef on the boat, and you go down this river for about 3 days, and you see all sorts of things, and they cook the food on there for you, and it sounds absolutely amazing. But what rivers have you got in India that are famous? I nearly said the Nile, but I'd come across as a right idiot, because that's in Egypt. The Ganges, yep, could have been that. That sounds familiar. Going a bit grey around the sides, Mark. Embrace it, says Annie. I'm not bothered. Yeah. It actually just, I used to, in my 20s, I used to put a bit of bleach in my hair anyway, because my hair's quite brown and dull. So I always liked a bit of colour in it. So I actually quite like the grey, because it just gives it a little bit of colour through it. So yeah, embrace it. Ravanelli, he was a great finisher as well. What happened to my word stand up? It's coming back. I'm gonna bring it back. It's just look, I'm very worried about the FIFA career modes, because I love to play FIFA career, but I'm telling you now, the transfer window kills any plans. Goldbridge videos, FIFA, it's difficult. Like I did a watch-along last Thursday night watching the Jaws film on Twitch. I loved it, and I'm going to do one next Thursday, but it's very difficult to put plans in because you never know what's going to happen. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Really enjoyed the chat. The game hasn't lived up to the expectations. I've got to be honest. I think it could have been a lot better. But Spurs thoroughly deserved the win. I'm not going to lie about that. And I don't think anybody else would disagree with that either. You're very popular in Canada, says Eaton. Yeah, the coders love me. You're big in Japan, says Nick P. Mark, I love you to bits every time United stand or That's Football pops up on Straight On. Love your work, says Barry. Thanks, Barry. Thanks for all the super chats and the general chats tonight. It's been a good conversation. I'm excited about tomorrow night. Let's hope it goes well. Relation to the top four, It's looking very, very interesting. It's looking very, very interesting indeed. 1 point separates them. Spurs' goal difference is ridiculous. Ridiculous compared to Arsenal. So it can't come down to goal difference in the race for top 4 because Arsenal will lose out. They can't turn that goal difference around anymore. Basically, 2 games to go, 1 point between them. Arsenal go to Newcastle on Monday night. Spurs entertain Burnley on Sunday lunchtime. So we're going to do a watch along on Sunday lunchtime for Spurs against Burnley. We'll then do Man City against West Ham at West Ham in the title race. And then Monday night we'll do Newcastle against Arsenal. If Spurs beat Burnley, it puts huge pressure on Arsenal at Newcastle. There's still some twists and turns. I remember a month ago I thought Arsenal had it in the bag. I think 2 weeks ago I thought Spurs had it in the bag. And then for the last week or so I think Arsenal have had it in the bag. Is there to be another twist? And then could there be another twist on the final day? Imagine Spurs beat Burnley, go 2 points ahead. Arsenal draw at Newcastle, they're 1 point behind. And then Spurs can't beat Norwich and Arsenal beat Everton. It could twist and turn. In relation to the playoffs, who's going to win? Sheffield United, Luton, Forest or Huddersfield? 55% of you have gone with Forest and 24% have got with Sheffield United. They actually play each other in the semi-final. So, welcome to the Members Club, Cush. Thank you very much for that. Paul Palmer says, I've supported you since 450k on United Stand. The best thing was when you went to the top of Google and the crap top of Google and the crap tabloids fell away. Well deserved, fella, says Paul. And I don't know what you mean by the top of Google. Hi Mark, good luck with your future projects. I'm attempting my 1 quadruple with Manchester United, says Mohammed. Come back to Ireland and to Limerick for a Guinness, says Regan. Oh, I can't wait to come back to Ireland. Arsenal fans have emptied the stadium. There's not much to wait back for. Mark, imagine Fab dropping a here we go on De Jong while you're live on Talksport at 11. What will you do? Cheers and good luck, says Jameson Gray. Well, I'll celebrate. I'm sure a lot of people will tune into Talksport. But we will have it covered on United Stand as well. I've been following you when you were doing United Stand with a cracked webcam in the basement, says the Genius Knows. Well, I never did it in the basement and I never had a cracked webcam, but maybe you dreamt that. What happened to going for Goldbridge, says Damon? It's still about. That channel's more of a hobby than a project at the moment, but I hope to make it into that at some point. We've got 2 minutes added on here. The referee wants to get this game sorted. Talk Sports tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, Luke. It will be on YouTube, but it will be on the radio as well. Do you think De Jong's actually happening, Ewan? Well, I'm probably a little bit more confident than anybody. I think I'm 70% that it will happen, which is quite high. Just joined, says Mickey. Would players leaving wages help push the board to keep buying players for half the wage? Also can't wait to hear Friday's news. Mickey, it's already out there. I'm presenting on Talksport Radio tomorrow night at 10 o'clock for 3 hours. It'll be on YouTube and it'll be on the radio. Calf, thank you very much for becoming a member. Mark, I have 2 United Stand t-shirts from your first merch launch, still in good shape. Love them, says Joe. Thank you very much, Joe. What happened to those drunk walking vlogs you used to do? Yeah, I got banned, Ali, from doing them. I'm not allowed to do them anymore because I always regret them the next day, like most people feel regretful after being drunk. So, will you do an end of season review? Says Lord. Yeah, I'll do it now. Man United end of season review. They're all shit apart from De Gea and Ronaldo. It's an embarrassment, and we should sell most of them. Bye. I don't think I will swear on Talksport. I'm quite good at controlling my swearing. He says. Not when it's a live match, probably. A Spurs player goes down there, but we're about to hit. As a head injury, he's had to go back. So, people are asking about watch-alongs. FA Cup final on Saturday, watch-along on this channel. Spurs against Burnley, midday, Sunday, watch-along on this channel. Man City away to West Ham, straight afterward, watch-along on this channel. Monday night, Newcastle against Arsenal, watch-along on this channel. Wednesday night, Europa League final, watch-along on this channel. So, yeah. There is a phone-in element to the show tomorrow. I don't know how successful that will be because there might be people phoning in who try and swear who will just get cut off. So, you know, it might not work, but there is an element to that. I think there's a bit of a music element to it and obviously a lot of football chat. We don't really... what do you think of the... A few of them made my life very difficult at the start and said some horrible things. A few of them I don't know. Do you remember your worst start to the show? Says Matteo. I've done it a few times where I thought I was live and I wasn't. I banged my head. I banged my foot. Yeah. Done quite a lot. Anyway, it's over. It is 3-0 to Spurs. And it's a big win for Spurs. If Arsenal had won tonight, they would have confirmed 4th place because they would have been 7 points clear. If they'd got a draw, they'd have had a massive, massive hold on 4th place because they'd have been 4 points clear still with 2 games to go. They're now 1 point clear with 2 points to go, 2 games to go, and they go away to Newcastle on Monday night, where they're basically going to have to win, I think. Otherwise, they're going to open the door to Spurs. Conte's got a smile on his face. They've got Burnley at home on Sunday. Win that, put pressure onto Arsenal, see what happens. What do you think about Arsenal's performance, says Jay? I think ultimately Holding and Cedric cost them the game. What are you supposed to do? I don't think Arsenal did a lot wrong. It was Holding and Cedric. They were doing all right before that. A bit Machik as well, Paul, you're right. So yeah, look, I think it's one of those games where Arsenal just need to put it to the side and focus on the Newcastle game. And if they beat Newcastle tomorrow, on Monday, I think they'll beat Everton on the final day and they'll get 4th place. They've just got to win their last 2. That Newcastle game's huge, and I think Burnley on Sunday for Spurs is huge. So we go again. We go again on Sunday. Thanks everyone for watching. FA Cup final on Saturday as well. So tomorrow night I'll be on YouTube at 10 o'clock on Talksport presenting a show, my first ever radio show. Looking forward to that. Join me if you want, and it's on the radio if you're not near a YouTube or anything like that. I'm on the United Stand in the morning with the news show as well, and obviously if anything breaks later on, I'll go live on the United Stand as well. So thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Absolutely love the community we're building on this channel, and yeah, thanks everyone for your support wherever you are, and I'll